All right, we're back here on the Chase Homes Podcast, the Tuesday, May 24th edition of the podcast, and I am now joined by a first-timer back in my home state in my, I shouldn't say home area. My family moved there after I graduated from Parkview, but the Suwannee area, the Forsyth County area, Denmark Danes, fun mascot, fun colors. I like y'all's color scheme. It looks good. I'm about it. But Forsyth just building more and more in the football realm. The county is just getting stronger and stronger. And one of those guys responsible for that is Coach P here on the Chase Thomas podcast. Do you go by Coach P? Do you not go by Coach Palmieri?
I think for my players, a lot of them have a hard time pronouncing Palmieri, but most people call me Coach Palmieri. Players call me Coach P.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you being here today, Coach Palmieri. I am excited because I have a lot of stuff I wanted to pick your brain on about this past year and about where Denmark's going. But I want to first start spring ball wrapping up here. Summer workouts, I imagine, coming pretty soon. But with graduation, everything, a little bit time in between. I talked to a lot of high school coaches here in East Tennessee, and this week's kind of like the break in between summer workouts and everything. But what about you? What's the off season been like for you?
So we finished up our spring on Friday. We had a little inter-squad spring scrimmage controlled. Just really wanted to get out of there healthy, let a lot of the young kids play to build some depth. We actually getting our weight room redone this week. So we're off this week, and then next week's our little dead period. So we start back June 6th with our summer workouts.
Okay. How big, like how pretty crazy and expansive is this new workout space for you guys?
Well, it's the same thing. We just upgraded the floor equipment. You know what I mean? We kind of turned it into, our own little special place, artwork on the wall. It was kind of plain. But that, adding a little paint to the walls, new equipment, it'll pick the kids up a little more and give us a better opportunity to get these kids stronger for this upcoming season.
Is there anything you're still thinking about from last season?
Yeah, we had a couple of games we didn't finish in. We played pretty well in the playoffs. We were in the game in the fourth quarter against Grayson, and we had 21 underclassmen, 20 underclassmen starting for the first time, and it was a good season. We reached one of our goals. We won the region for the first time in 7A. We've been there 2 years. The year before we finished runner-up, so it was a good season for us, but we need to do, our goal's a little better than what we were last year.
What did Grayson throw at you that kind of surprised you? Was there anything
that they surprised? They throw 97 athletes at you. But besides that, no, they're well coached. They hit us kind of early. It was 5-0 halftime. They pulled ahead a little bit in the third. We came out and scored 21 points in the fourth. But, our program, those are the games we need to play. We played the year before. We played Collins Hill, and anytime we get a chance to play these top schools in Georgia, it's such a young, start of our school. And my tenure at Denmark, it's a blessing. So we learned a lot from it. We know we had to get our kids stronger. We have to get them faster. And that's what we've been doing since January.
What's the hardest part about coaching a team that's so reliant on underclassmen?
Excuse me, what happened?
Oh, what is the most difficult part about coaching a roster that's filled with a lot of underclassmen atop the depth chart?
Well, it's just the experience of good decision making. When you have to, get into the fourth quarter and, that senior leadership would kick in. But when you have a bunch of young kids, it's a gift and a curse. That sometimes, like last year, we won a lot of games in the fourth quarter. This year we have more senior leadership with some young kids mixed in. So that's what you're kind of looking for in as far as building a team and building a program, to have a good mixture of kids. Last year we made some young mistakes, but we grew, and now we're better for it. Coming into this season, we got a lot of kids that played a lot of downs for us.
When you took this Denmark job, what drew you to Denmark in the area originally?
Just the whole environment. I was looking for a school that is. That fit me, a new challenge in my coaching career. And definitely the environment for my son and family. It's an environment that, my son, I feel my family can thrive in. That was a big part of it. And then, me as a coach, I was looking for, a different type of challenge. And it was a new school. I opened 3 schools up before that, pretty much new
Huh.
programs. And, I kind of, I have an idea what I like and what direction I wanted to go. So it was a great opportunity for me. It kind of fit me perfect.
What is so for people on the outside who don't see it? What's some of the what are some of the hardest parts about starting a school and a football program from the ground up? Like you're beginning the culture, you're creating the culture. How different is that than a coach coming into another program and just
Well,
taking over
it's
for
just
another
the
coach?
hardest thing is to get the kids to believe in themselves. We had a lot
Mm,
of kids that, they don't have a lot of confidence in their skill. They haven't played. You got a lot of young kids, and putting a coaching staff together is really important. I'm blessed to have the coaching staff I did, and building a culture and making them play for what's on their helmet. It's a hard thing to do this day and age. And making sure they understand it's a privilege to play high school football, and them buying into that, and more or less the coaches buying into it too. It's the hardest thing to do, and I think we're in the right direction in Denmark. We took some great strides over the last 2 years, and we feel comfortable where we're at as a program.
how has coaching changed since you first got into the coaching profession?
Um, it's something that is, it changed to just how you have to treat the kids. It's always been, back 20 years ago when I started, it was a little more hard nosed.
Mm-hmm.
Now you just got to be a little more careful, a little more patient. Um, this everything is changing as whole with social media and everything going around it. It changed, for the good and the bad. It gives kids more opportunities to showcase their skills. And you just got to know as a coach, you just got to make the right decisions.
Yeah. When you look back on your coaching career thus far, is there one lesson that stands out the most to you that you've learned over your coaching career?
Just to really focus on the kids you have, and making sure that you put the right kids on the field that have been buying in all season long, and making sure you trust just your program and your culture, that those kids are going to make the right choices. And they may not be the best athlete all the time, but you got to have faith that, the body of work you put into each team and each player, when it comes down to it, it pays off for you.
It's interesting when I talk to different coaches around the Southeast and pick their brain about different schemes and what they're running and why they're running what they're running. And high school is different than college, especially college now with the portal and being able to get the kind of guys you want to get to fill out your roster and to run the kind of scheme that you want to run. But
Yep.
with you, have you found year over year that do you have to reinvent the offense? Do you have to reinvent the defense? Are you still able to keep a lot of your identity based on, even if your personnel really does change a lot year over year, because you're not as in control of who moves into the area and who
Yeah.
your guys are? Would you say like what
And
you
you
were?
gotta have you
Yeah.
gotta have your core stuff. You
Mm,
can't. I mean, year to year is a little different. Like, I mean, you may be a man team one year, zone team the next, but your cores of what you are as a program needs to stay the same.
mm,
And I believe in that. X's and O's, it's always going to change. I think good coaches adjust to their talent. Like you said, we don't get a chance to pick our kids. We have
mm.
every year is a different, little bit of a different tweak to everything you try to do as far as each team. But, our core principles at Denmark are what they are, hard work, focus, team first. All those things that probably every school in the country talks about, and you try to stick to them. And X's and O's is really something that, you just got to know your talent, know what they can and cannot do, their strengths and weaknesses. And that's what I think we do a good job here, is knowing what our kids can and cannot do, and don't try not to put them in bad positions.
Have you found it's easier to play man with the majority of your kids versus zone?
I mean, man's easier to teach,
Yeah.
but for us, it's not our best. We do play a lot of different things man wise, because you have to now.
Mm,
Offenses are built, you can't sit in zone all the time. But
mm-hmm.
yeah, some teams, like I said, you have guys that can run, you play man. You have guys that, more smarter and play with their eyes, you play more zone. So it depends on year to year.
Is there a personnel grouping that you feel the most comfortable with offensively running?
I mean, we like to spread because the kids like playing in spread. So,
Mm-hmm.
that's what's fun for the kids, and that's something that's big. So we like to spread offense now. The time has changed; it's all spread. So we just kind of get in line with everybody else.
Yeah. Is it one of those things where you have to lean in like a couple of years in, you have to really just kind of when it comes to reads at the quarterback position, are you comfortable? Is it usually like if they're young, if you're starting a sophomore, it's like, all right, run one read and you're out, and you gradually build it up where it's like, all right, here's an
Yeah, I mean,
option.
offensively, we have a young quarterback last year, Jacob Nelson. He did a really good job, but he can't scan the whole field. I mean,
Yeah.
we're doing one read type deals this year. It's a little better. But it's hard in high school. You just don't have the blocking and the time to go one way and come back the other. So yeah, we keep it as simple as possible for him. The older they get, the more they can do, of course, but that's a progression that you have to see as a coach and learn to adapt to how quick your kid learns, and don't put too much on his plate too early, especially.
Yeah, absolutely. What are you looking for most out of him this summer and this fall?
Just to be a leader, just to be steady like he was last year. I mean, Jacob had a good sophomore season with a young team. We're expecting more out of him as the leader of this team, and what he has to do on a Friday night is make the people around him better, and he knows that.
What are you most excited about this fall at Denmark? Is there one game you're most excited about? What gets you?
Not really one game. Our whole schedule is tough for us. It's all start for us. We're playing all these teams for the first time, and I'm just excited about getting back to football and getting these kids, back in the locker room and doing the things we need to do to try to compete every game. I think we got a solid group of kids, and I know they're going to work hard for us, and the coaching staff is working hard. So hopefully things pan out. A little bit of luck, a little bit of hard work, and we should have a successful season.
I don't know how I feel about this Cambridge color scheme. Y'all are going to be matching on the field in the
opener.
It's
pretty weird. I don't know why they did that with two colors, but we'll figure it out. I mean, we're going to have to do something. But yeah, it's a little different. They have the same colors we have, so hopefully Jacob knows not to throw it to them.
You're going to be a lot of run.
Absolutely.
A lot of run installs for week one. So what are some of your favorite spots around Denmark and the area? What have you really enjoyed
there's a lot of good places to eat, a lot of good places to relax. I mean, it's a family oriented place. I mean, my family, we go out all the time on Saturdays and do things,
are you a lake guy?
Family-wise. Huh?
Are you a lake guy?
I haven't been there yet. I'm more of an ocean guy, but I do love the lake. We're doing a little coaching retreat on the lake at the end of July, which is going to be fun. So yeah, I'm working my way that way. Everything's been football. I'm finally getting settled in life besides football, so I'm starting to venture out a little bit.
Okay, what does venture out entail? Are you going fishing, or are you reading
maybe
a lot
little
more?
Bit of fishing. Man, I mean, I'm driving probably further than 30 minutes of my house into school. I'm kind of back and forth from home to school, but with me and my wife and family, we're starting to get out a little more, starting to reach out a little bit more, and went to downtown Atlanta a couple of times, and just Alpharetta, and just some different things, different areas of where we're at to check it out.
Okay, you get your perfect off day. Like, you don't have to think about football. Do whatever you want. What do you do?
I may go work out, or just fix up my house. I just moved into a new house, so I always have something to do.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
when I'm out of football, I kind of break away from it. I try to sit and hang out with the family, but I try to I got to have my mind away from football a little bit. I kind of I need that little peace of mind once in a while, but nothing real. Usually fishing, stuff like that, but I haven't got into that here yet.
Are you a reader?
Yeah, I will read. Mostly all sports books, though, But yes, I will read from time to time. I need to do that a little more once I have more time. But yeah, those are the things I usually do. But just trying to get settled out here the last year and a half, it's been kind of crazy. I'm just getting my feet planted on solid ground, so I can get back to some mic time.
I get you. Is there a game day routine for you? Do you have like a superstition that you?
No, not really.
No,
not really. We're just kind of, we keep to a routine all the way around in the program. I'm not too superstitious, but I do like keeping things the same. So I guess I'm a little superstitious, but nothing too crazy.
Okay. I like it. What has the community support been like at Denmark?
Fantastic. Anything we need as a program, anything this program needs to head in the right direction. It's been no questions asked. It's been, Coach, what do you need? Support 100%. It's been great.
Okay. What position group would you say is the strongest going into this summer? Which position group are you?
Well balanced. I mean, our linebacking core is pretty good. Our D-line core is really good. We're pretty balanced all around, but right now I think it's the D line from last year.
Do y'all run a lot of stunts?
Yeah, we run a lot of stunts. We got a lot of athletic kids. We're not as big as you would want to be, but we're returning a bunch of good football players in that group. I mean, we're returning. We had 40-something sacks last year. I think we're returning over. I just looked at it. We're like 37, 38 sacks returning from last year's team. So we're pretty talented at that position in that grouping.
I like that.
Yep.
So we got that under control, but I'm going to throw this at you. Are you a dog or a cat guy?
Dog.
I feel like I knew you were going to say that. You don't strike me as
definitely
a cat
dog
guy.
Cats are, I'm allergic to cats, so definitely not a cat.
Do you have any dogs?
Yes.
What kind of dogs?
Yep. I got a golden doodle, one golden doodle.
What's his or her name?
Maverick.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Are you a big Top Gun guy?
No. It was from my old school. I won a state championship. My principal bought us a dog, so it was fitting to name it the name of the school.
Wait, the principal got you a dog?
Yeah. She bought
he was
us
like,
a dog.
y'all need to add, you got to get some more.
Well, she had one. My wife loved it. My wife worked at the school. She's seen it. She said, well, you won a state championship this year, and buy you guys a dog. So she did what she said she was going to do.
That's awesome.
It's great.
That's awesome. Do you have a favorite cheat meal?
What's that?
Do you have a favorite cheat meal?
A what meal? I can't hear you broke up.
Cheat meal, like a cheat meal. Like if I know you're still working out and you're a head football coach, but if you can get anything, like you're just like, this is my go-to meal. It's like a last meal.
Forget I'm Italian. Macaroni all the way. Yeah, of course.
Which one did you say?
I like macaroni. You talk about my favorite meal?
Just macaroni.
Meal? Yeah, I love spaghetti. I'm Italian, so anything with any type of carb like that, I'll eat anything like that.
Okay. Isn't there a good Italian place? Dominic's, I want to say.
I haven't found one. I mean, I found a couple, but you know, it's kind of tough. I usually don't go out and eat Italian because we cook it all the time. But I'm used to a certain type of Italian, so I rarely go out. Maybe we'll go out and have a pizza from time to time, but I don't venture off too far when it comes to that.
What do you put on your pizza?
Me? I like crushed peppers, pepperoni. I eat any type of pizza, just no anchovies.
Yeah, no anchovies.
No.
Nobody wants anchovies.
Nope.
Well, what are your expectations this fall? Do you go into, because I know it just, depending on which coach I ask, it's so difficult to figure out because obviously you still have the summer and injuries and everything else is still a part of this. Do you have expectations that you keep to yourself that you're like, this is kind of where we should be and this is what we should win?
Yeah, I mean, really our expectations, and I tell you, just to get better every day and just to play hard on Fridays and let the score figure itself out. You know, we don't talk state championships. We're not talking about none of that. We're just worrying about getting better each and every day. And if we do that, the wins will come and the trophies will come. We don't think ahead. We don't talk ahead of any games. You know, our main focus right now is June 6th, and from June 6th, it's June 7th. And, you know, that's our culture, and that's what we like at Denmark. And like you said, every coach is different, but we focus on the day-to-day basis and getting better and making sure our kids understand just to take one day out of a time. And the wins and the good things will happen if you do things like that. So we're pretty solid with that mentality. We don't, you know, we're thinking about June 6th, and then after that, we'll think about June 7th and so forth and so on.
Okay. Is there one player that you that people don't know about yet that they'll probably know about soon?
I mean, yeah, we have a bunch of those guys. I mean, a lot of our players that played last year, people know about. But yeah, we have some good players. I mean, there's so many of them that we have in that type of realm. You know, Jacob Nelson's a kid that I think should come on the scene. Our quarterback. I'm expecting big things out of him, and we'll see what happens.
All right. Coach, how do the good folks listening from the Georgia area, the Forsyth, Gwinnett, greater Atlanta area, how can they support your program this summer and going forward?
I mean, just coming out and watching us. If you got a free Friday night, we're pretty exciting. And, you know, it's something that we want to try to build our brand. So everybody's welcome to come watch us play.
There you go. Coach P, thank you for the time. And we'll have to check back in again soon.
Thank you. Anytime.